Rabbi Alex, Bruchim Hanimtzaim, blessed are those who are here. It's a very old tradition that when a rabbi announces that during his or her holidays he or she will visit a local community, that the Mara Da'atra, the local rabbi, will invite for a drasha, which is, of course, a two-way sword. It helps the local rabbi, and it keeps the visiting rabbi fit for office. But it is a joy to be here, and I feel it as an honor that you asked me to do this. Thank you very much. In the 1980s, I occasionally watched an Australian soap opera called Neighbours. I depicted the ups and downs of several families. It depicted the ups and downs of several families living on an imaginary street in a suburb of Melbourne. As is typical of a soap, every form of human behavior was portrayed: romance, parenting, gossip, conflict, compassion, envy, and much more. But in the end, the overall message was that good neighborliness pays off when it comes to enjoying where you live. This Shabbat, as already mentioned, is called Shabbat Chazon, named after the first word of the Haftarah that we read. Together with the Torah reading, we are given a glimpse into what the authors of these texts thought about good neighborliness and human behavior, though certainly not with the light-hearted tone of a soap opera. These writers were concerned with such themes in the context of both external geopolitical and internal societal relationships. The texts are read today with an eye towards the 9th of Av, Tisha B'Av, which begins tonight. And this is the day on our Jewish calendar on which, among other tragedies, the destruction of the first and second temples and the resulting loss of self-determination are commemorated. As we read in the Torah, Moshe reminds the people that the Eternal One had commanded them on their journey to the Promised Land not to harass or provoke to war the neighboring peoples, the descendants of Esau, the Moabites, and the Ammonites. The reason given is kinship, but I think it is also wise when one is a newcomer to a neighborhood not to antagonize those who already live there. Ezehu Gibor, who is a hero, asks Ben Zoma in Pirkei Avot, the Ethics of the Fathers. And he answers his own question like rabbis often do. A hero is someone who controls their impulses. An anonymous rabbi offers a different answer. A hero is someone who turns an enemy into a friend. In today's Haftarah, the prophet Isaiah focuses more on internal societal issues. As we heard, he lived during the time of the First Temple, and the first 39 chapters of the prophetic book bearing his name give an impression of the ongoing things, the things that went on in the kingdom of Judah in the 8th century BCE. In the first chapter of the book, as we read, Isaiah indicts the people for their behavior. In terms of ritual, the people appear exemplary. They offer the right sacrifices at the right times. They come to the temple They raise their hands in prayer, call upon God, and observe Shabbat festivals and Rosh Chodesh, the new moon. But the Eternal no longer accepts their offerings, does not listen to their prayers, and does not want their presence in the temple. From the instructions for how to regain favor with the Eternal One, we can deduce why the rituals are no longer pleasing. Wash yourselves clean. Put your evil doings away from my sight. Cease to do evil. Learn to do good. Devote yourself to justice. Aid the wronged. Uphold the rights of the orphan. Defend the cause of the widow. In the Haftarah for Yom Kippur, the book of Isaiah elaborates on what it means to do good. To unlock fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of the yoke. To let the oppressed go free. To break off every yoke. It is to share your bread with the hungry and to take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, to clothe them and not to ignore your own kin. Even in our time, the contradictory combination of outward piety and ritual, the outward piety and ritual observance on the one hand, and the neglect of human needs such as nourishment and medical care on the other, remains a well-known phenomenon and, unfortunately, a political reality. For us in the progressive Jewish world, the emphasis is different. We cherish our rituals, but confronting injustice and the lack of basic necessities for our fellow human beings is more important. True courage, however, lies in calling out the wrongs we see as Isaiah did, whether they occur in the society in which we live or elsewhere in the world. Shabbat Shalom.